did was we looked at what citizens consider in their countries the most important problems. So Afrobarometer has a question that it asks, what is the most important problem you think your government must resolve? So when we did this, it tells us about how they prioritize the SDGs. So when we did that, the most important problem, as you can see from the slide, identified across all of our 34 countries in round 7, as in previous rounds, is unemployment. 40% of all our respondents mentioned unemployment as one of their country's top problems. And this is followed by health, 27%, transportation and infrastructure, water take the third spot at 24%, education and management of the economy, and then poverty and destitution, both in the fifth place at 21%, and down at the bottom is democracy and political rights. As if that doesn't matter, but it does matter. It's just that people are thinking about, bread and butter issues first. So, like I said, we mapped these responses on the previous slide onto the SDGs. And what we did was take 3 responses per person. So we would usually ask people to tell us, what they think the most important problem is. They would give us a range of responses, and we took the top 3 per respondent and mapped that onto the SDG. And the mapping produced a certain clear hierarchy amongst the SDGs. And the priorities also vary by country, age, and socioeconomic demographics, and we would see some of those as I go along. So this is what the mapping looks like. I probably need my glasses for this myself. I hope those at the back can see it. So the table shows the most important priorities mapped onto the SDG, like I said. What we did was map each problem onto the SDG. And this gave us a total number of respondents who identified the problems that are linked to a particular SDG as an indication of the most popular prioritization of that SDG. Sometimes the mapping was give us a good fit. So for example, when we looked at education, it maps directly onto SDG 4. But sometimes it was quite challenging and complicated. So in this case, we are not really saying that all of our indicators map perfectly onto the SDGs. Some are mapped, some fit snugly, others we had to put a few together for them to map onto the SDGs. So let's see what actually this map produces when we put it together with the priorities. And again, this mapping has produced the hierarchy, like I said. If you can see from the top, we see where we map the most important problem that people cite in the 34 countries. It's SDG 8, decent work and economic growth. More than half of our respondents cite that as the top priority. 2, zero hunger. SDG 3, good health and well-being, and so on and so forth, all the way down to gender equality, which doesn't get a whole lot. But that doesn't mean that the lower priority SDGs are dismissed by Africans as not important. These lower SDGs feature very strongly in other findings that we have that are not part of this presentation, but it is good that we see this sort of prioritization so that at least advocates can know where to focus attention, that gender equality and reduced inequalities is ranking that low on the priority of things that Africans. Ghana, for instance, I'm focusing on Ghana first because we're in Ghana and I'm Ghanaian. We see that SDG 8, decent work and economic growth, is the highest priority cited by 62 respondents. This is followed by SDG 9, industry, innovation, and infrastructure at 39%, followed by SDG 4, quality education at 33%, and then SDG 7, clean water and sanitation at 27%. So that's for Ghana.